about 15 seconds or so. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a freaking day it's been today. And, yeah, I'm just plugging along. Just doing this thing, man. Hey, Amy. 3. Hey, Debbie. Hey, 4. Hey, Roger. There's 4 notifications. I love it. Those YouTube notifications. Now, I only got 4. I didn't get 6. Unless it's possible that they rang at the exact same time. Let me see that. Let me see. 2, 3, 4. Yep. I only got 4. See that? See, even when you subscribe for all notifications, you will not get all notifications. That is why you need to subscribe to all 6 of my YouTube channels. Because I only got 4. Yesterday I got 6, or this morning I got 6 notifications. This morning I only got 4. That means if you're only watching one of those channels, you may or may not get a notification. If you're following all 6, you're going to get one. So you should consider that. Yes, retweet my tweets. Yes, please, retweet them. Pro Dragon. Hey, Pro Dragon was the one that was actually retweeting. Thank you, Pro Dragon. Megsy, Nick, Cat, Nick Brown. My phone blows up when you go live. As it should. It should go crazy. So when you know your phone's going live, you know it's me. All right? You know it's my show. I think I got a brush out here, right? Or did I bring it back? Oh, I think I may have brought it back to the bathroom. Son of a gun. That might be all right. David C. Baker, Cat. Dude, that was another one of them fucking fast movers. Quick as you hear it, it's gone. Hey, Griffin, no problem. Yes, I know when you go live for sure. Nick, Griffin, in the garden with Nate. Turning as a Griffin, thank you, Cat. Replying to David. Hi, David. Hey, Sisyphus 20, what's up? Sisyphus 20. So, I only get a Facebook alert notification, not from YouTube. Good evening, Trendy, says Nick. Yes. Megsy, well, you should fix that. It's the reason you're not getting the reason you're not getting a YouTube alert is because your phone's not set up for it. You need to set up for it. You're not just gonna get them automatically, Megsy. Okay? You have to go to YouTube. You have to subscribe to my channels. You have to click notifications and you have to click all. Then, Megsy, you have to go into your smartphone, go into settings, go into notifications on your smartphone, and turn your YouTube notifications on. You've got them turned off. That's why you're not getting them. Look, I know if you're subscribed to all 6 of those channels, you're going to get at least 4 of those notifications. I know you are. So, you know, the problem is definitely on your end. The problem is definitely in your phone. And you need to go into your notifications. Well, thank you. Yeah, I do know a little bit about tech. Go into your notifications and turn your notifications on your smartphone under YouTube. That's why you're not getting notified, Megsy. Guaranteed. You got all 6, Dave? Really? I only got 4. And I'm following them all first. Oh, I wonder if that was another notification coming through. I literally just got a text from that comedian guy that I follow on Twitter. A guy talks like this every once in a while. He talks like this. I can't think of his name, but he's so funny. I can't think of his name, but he's so fucking funny. He hates Donald Trump, man. Pro Dragon, excellent. Welcome back. Good, I'm glad. Thank you. Megsy Williams nighttime here. I get all of your notifications. Of course you do, Earl, because you got your notifications turned on your phone. You got to make sure you got notifications for YouTube turned on under your notification setting in your smartphone settings. You got to know how to go on. I did. I'll check it out. I do get notified for other things. Yeah, Megsy, you go to my YouTube channels and you make sure you unsubscribe and resubscribe and click all for notifications. That's how you do it. I know it's such a pain in the ass. And I shouldn't have to walk everybody through this. And that's what sucks about social media now. And there was something else about social media. Do you realize that the older we get, the less time and the less characters social media is giving the younger generations? Do you guys realize that? When we were kids, right, and we had the internet for the first time, we had America Online chat rooms, and that was it, man. I mean, you could talk, you could say everything, you could express everything. And then Facebook came, and then you could only have 5. Well, then it was that other one, MySpace, right? And you pretty much had unlimited amount of friends and everything, and you could expand your thing and you could talk. But then Facebook came, and you could only have 5,000 friends, but you could join groups. But you could only have 5,000 friends. And then Twitter came, and you could only say, 75 characters or whatever the fucking first, what was it, 74 characters or something? And then TikTok comes out, 7 seconds of video. Snapchat, 7 seconds of video. The kids are fine with that. I'm looking at some fucking cunt suck on Twitter saying, hey, everybody needs to come follow me on whatever cunt suck it is, TikTok. And, oh yeah, everybody needs to come over to TikTok and watch my short video uploads that I give for you. And I'm like, yeah, man, because your attention span has literally gotten down to fucking 7 seconds. That's where we're at. You got 7 seconds of attention. Boom. Next fucking flip. What are you guys, a bunch of fucking crackheads? You can't stay and chill for an hour and learn something? You got to see somebody dance. Oh, I got to see new dance moves. Oh, I got to see somebody else dance for 7 seconds. Oh, I got to see somebody else dance for 7 seconds. Oh, I got to see somebody else dance for 7 seconds. Really? Is that what TikTok is? I don't even know. I don't even know what fucking Snapchat is. All I know is it if anything that erases your shit or goes away is pointless. It's fucking pointless. It's like you guys don't want a trail of what you've said in the past. Oh, God forbid somebody fucking knows what you said about something last week because that opinion changed. You guys are fucking pussies. You're fucking pussies. Put a goddamn imprint on the goddamn internet. Stake your goddamn claim and quit being a bunch of fucking cunt pussies. Jesus fucking Christ. You're really that worried that somebody's going to be able to track your shit down? Oh, 7 seconds of video, and then here's 7 seconds of me saying something. Oh, and then it's going to go away. What is that? That's not how you make a legacy. That's not how you enrich people's lives over time and give them a catalog of information, an encyclopedia of your life? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are a bunch of fucking weird motherfuckers today on the internet. TikTok and fucking, the goddamn whatever the fucking 7-second bullshit. It's like you don't even give yourselves any fucking self-worth. You think that that's all people are worth. 7 fucking seconds of your precious day. Doesn't even make sense. That's stupid. What can you get done in 7 seconds? You can't get anything done in 7 fucking seconds. What is that? Your daughter watches TikTok? Well, your daughter's a fucking idiot! Too harsh? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I have every right to this opinion. And it's how I feel about these stupid competing social medias that are coming out, and they're shortening the time and space and fucking condensing it and compressing it down till it's nothing! They're turning you into ashes! You have no worth! Do you realize that? You're worth 7 seconds and poof, you're gone. Hey, Red, I'm doing good. How are you, buddy? My farts are longer than 7 seconds, says Enoch. Rogan's almost had a 7-second fart one day. I was really impressed. Dale says, thank you. You're welcome, Dale. No message gets across in 7 seconds. I never liked them anyways. I don't even know what it is. I'm sitting here bitching about TikTok and Snapchat. I don't even know what they are. I swear. I'm in no. It's kind of funny because I'm being very, very critical of the services that I don't know. I don't use them. I don't know anything about them. I remember years ago it was Michigan. I forgot his name, but he was on there with a few of the guys, and I tried to get on there, and I was like, I tried to Snapchat something or whatever, and then it went away, and then I was like, dude, this is bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? Is this what you guys are wasting your time with? Hey, Bob, top of the hour. It is top of the hour, and I've got this giant fucking dab. It's gonna fucking kill me. Way too big of a dab. Way too big. Here, let's half that. That is just, that's way too big. That's too much. That's way too much. There we go. Okay. You don't want to overdo it, man. Won't have nothing left for y'all after 5 minutes, you know? Hey, Karen. How's the grow going? Not very good. I don't like to talk about my grow. Fucking roof got blown off and all my tomatoes got, not all of them, but most of them got frozen. Really hurt the plants, put them into shock, killed a lot of stalks. I'll have to see how much of it grows back, you know. I don't know how resilient the tomato plants really are. Hey, Pamela. Annette Lane. Annette, please don't come on my live stream and show your cunt to everybody, okay, Annette Lane? Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, so that makes you a fucking liar. Okay, you can't say Trump 2020. You're a fucking liar now. He lost the election. Accept your loss and move the fuck on, okay, Annette, you stupid cunt. Oh, hi, Shelly. How are you? Cheers. Hey, Shelly, I think you do great in Parlor. I recommend you go there. Hey, Lisa. Rip MAGA 2020, right? Right, Sketchy? Agreed. Kat, how did I know that you'd be one of the people that would use TikTok? How did I know? Isn't that weird? I'm not even surprised. Hey, I don't mind if you love Trump. You just can't come in here and distort your reality. You want to say you love Trump? That's great. Say you love Donald Trump. Say you want to suck his fucking orange cock. Go ahead. I support you in doing that on my live stream. You can't say Trump 2020. He already lost the election. So you're a fucking liar. You're going to get blocked for lying. But you can say that, you love the man. You're going to learn real quick. I'm going to teach you reality on here really fast. You guys will either learn or you will run away with your little fucking tiny dicks between your fucking thick thighs. Guaranteed. Suicide? Troy, man, I'm sorry, buddy. It sucks. I'm so sorry, homie. That really sucks bad. Karen McDonald says TikTok and Snapchat sucks. And I fucking think that the way that Twitter limits us to 140 characters sucks too. It's not enough. It's bullshit. But that's all we're worth. That's our own self-worth. McDonald's and golf again, says Sketchy Peasant. Combs Brian, TikTok is retarded. Enoch 420. Brian Combs, did I block you from the live stream? You came in on another channel? We'll see how long you last. That's a good one, son. I'm going to steal that one. My grandson deleted TikTok, but I seen someone's post and posted it. Oh, you're not on. Good. I'm glad you're. Kat, you just saved your reputation with me. I'm so glad you're not on TikTok. There's a few of you I wouldn't put past being on that fucking bullshit. But you know, when there's so much on YouTube, there's so many things you can educate yourself on YouTube. I can find something about the universe. I can find something about bacteria. I can find something about foreign languages or archaeology or biology, or I can see some guy flying a jetpack, or I can watch, you know, I can see military footage, or I can watch gaming footage, or I can see wildlife, or I can see webcams, or my go-to, I didn't even mention, the only thing I do watch on YouTube almost religiously when it's on, live podcasting. And it doesn't really matter who it is. I love live podcasts. I love going in there. And, you know, sometimes if you wish I was live and you notice I'm not live, you guys might want to go get on YouTube and just kind of click around. And hopefully you followed all the people that I told you to follow, and you'll be able to find me. Who's live right now? Nay's probably in there, you know, just having a hoot, having a great time on somebody else's podcast. That's where I'm at. And when I, you know, of course, when I go live, I want you guys to fucking leave those podcasts immediately and come to my show, of course. But these are the things that entertain me. And, you know, for me to get on Twitter and just troll people, that's not healthy for me. It's not a healthy place for me to be. For me to go and watch 6, 7, 8 second, however long they are, on some stupid service that lets you just flip through fucking video after video after video after video after video. I mean, seriously. Any of you that partake in Snapchat or TikTok, how many of those little videos can you really recall? I mean, doesn't it just become a fucking blur after a while? I would think it does. You know, because I absorb so much information on YouTube, and those are long videos. They get blurred. So I know your stupid, meaningless 7-second bullshit is fucking dripping right out of your fucking brain socket. Guaranteed. I mean, at least when you go on YouTube, man, this is it, guys. Are you ready? It's the word. You ready? Content. Content. There's content. That used to fucking matter. You know, when somebody would bring something to the table and set it down in front of you and you could sink your teeth into it and walk away with some flavor. I don't care if it's a smile, if it's you got educated, now you know how to do something you didn't know how to do before, but you're gonna get it. You know you're gonna get it. That's content. That's what I get when I turn on Thunderfoot. That's what I get when I put on fucking Jimmy Dore or Ron Placone or Graham Elwood or Tim Black or Atheist Experience or Tim Pool or H.A. Goodman. I'm going to get fucking content. Hey, man, I'm not going to agree with H.A. Goodman's content, but I'm going to have fun. I'm going to laugh. I'm laughing, laugh. And I love that guy. And we're going to have a good time. And he loves me. And he's coming here on Thursday. And he's going to be here. Hey, look, it's 4:10. This time on Thursday, 7:10, I should say. This time on Thursday. All right? This fucking time on Thursday. I'm telling you, this time on Thursday, H.A. Goodman's going to be right here on this channel. Wherever you're watching this. It doesn't matter if you're catching this live on YouTube or live on Facebook or live on Twitch or live on Periscope or live on whatever your favorite streaming format is. Most likely, I'm going to be live there under the name Nay's Garden, and we're going to have H.A. Goodman, my nemesis, will be here for an interview. Don't miss it. You're going to love it. It's going to be so awesome. All right? And I'm going to, and the reason is I'm going to show you guys how when you disagree with somebody, point for point for point, all the way down the line on every single thing, you can still love them, you can still be their brother, you can still care about them, and you can still get along with them and have conversations with them. So come and check it out. You're not going to want to miss it. Get me more high than the dab. My flower has got some power. Nate's flower's got power. Woo! Happy 710, everybody. Ye freaking ha. Here's Johnny. I wonder how many takes they did on the "Here's Johnny" part. I wonder how many different things he said when he put his head through the door. That'd be so fun to find out. Okay, Google. How many different takes did "Here's Johnny" take?
Here are some results from the web.
Okay, Google. How many takes did "Here's Johnny" take?
60 takes. Here's a summary from IndieWire. Kubrick took more than 60 takes of the scene where the camera simply slowly zooms in on Scatman Crothers.
That's not the same scene, is it? Scatman Crothers, what? 3 days to film. And they used 60 doors! Dude, he had to bust through the door 60 times! Dude, that is so cool. What a cool story, man. Holy shit. Wow, dude, the kid in the movie, The Shining, was told that he was making a drama, was not involved in any of the horror scenes, didn't see any of it, didn't realize it. They didn't tell him that it was a horror movie. And this is amazing because Danny Lloyd was so young, and since it was his first acting job, Stanley Kubrick was highly protective of the child. During the shooting of the movie, Lloyd was under the impression that the film he was making was a drama, not a horror movie. In fact, when Wendy carries Danny away while shouting at Jack in the Colorado lounge, she's actually carrying a life-size dummy, so Lloyd would not have to be in the scene. He only realized the truth several years later when he was shown a heavily edited version of the film. He did not see the uncut version of the film until he was 17, 11 years after he made the movie. Can you fucking believe that? Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Okay, Mrs. Torrance. He had to do all that shit and he thought he was in a drama. Didn't realize he was in a horror movie. Is that fucking crazy? Dude, I want to go back and watch it just because of that. And the part where he's talking to his finger, that he made that, the kid came up with that during his audition. 60 doors in 3 days to do the "Here's Johnny" scene. For the scene in which Jack breaks down the bathroom door, the props department built a door that could be easily broken. However, Jack Nicholson had worked as a volunteer fire marshal and tore it apart far too easily. The props department were then forced to build a stronger door. To get Jack Nicholson in the right agitated mood, he was fed only cheese sandwiches for 2 weeks, which he hates. Oh, no. No, man. The actors and actresses in the movie have said that they've felt as if more credit was given to the director than the acting, the cast, and they feel like they were slighted. Dude, the acting was amazing. I'm talking about the child's acting. All of them were amazing. That's terrible that they felt that way. The acting was amazing in that movie. Jack Nicholson was exhausted. He would go straight to sleep after a day of shooting on the set. He was completely exhausted. And Shelley Duvall suffered from nervous exhaustion throughout the entire filming, including physical illness and hair loss. The snowy maze near the conclusion of the movie consisted of 900 tons of salt and crushed styrofoam. Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, I was like, where were they where there was all that snow? Isn't that hilarious? Oh, it wasn't even fucking cold, man. It wasn't even fucking cold. I'll bet. Well, it probably was cold. They were probably blowing out, right? This is amazing. All these facts about the movie. So, as he lived in England, Stanley Kubrick was not at all familiar with the "Here's Johnny" line from The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson that Jack Nicholson improvised. He very nearly didn't use it. The room they filmed most of the movie in, the lobby of that hotel, took 700,000 watts of light per window to make it look like a snowy day outside. The lounge set caught fire. But fortunately, all the scenes had been completed. The set was rebuilt with a higher ceiling, and the same area was eventually used by Steven Spielberg as the snake-filled Well of the Soul's tomb in Raiders of the Lost Ark 1981. Dude, imagine that. You're in the exact same place in a movie, and you don't realize that in two movies, and you don't realize it's the same fucking room. It's totally different place. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I love it. Oh, God, I love shit like that, man. Great party, isn't it? Yes, it is a great party, Walter Sobchak. Walter Sobchak. Walter Sobchak. Walter Sobchak. Walter Sobchak. I have to hit my tenor notes. You like that? I'm like a fucking tenor. Or I could be a bass. How low can you go? I have to sing very low. You could be a subwoofer. The old man said, "Great party, isn't it?" In the movie, I don't remember that line. What movie? What party? You talking about the movie I'm talking about? We're talking about The Shining? Oh, oh. Zee-bop, boop, bop, ba-dee-da, ba-doo-doo-dee, boo-da, boop, ba-dee-da-da, boo. Zibbity-bop, bop, ba-doo-doo, ba, doo-ba-doo-da, ba-dee-dee-dee, boo, ah, ba-dee-da, ba. Nobody does those stems in the cannabis anymore, pal. Unreal. Get that out of there. What are you living in the '80s, pal? Nobody even smokes like that anymore. You know, some of you kids don't even remember stems and seeds in your bags. Hey, if you've never bought a bag of cannabis or you've never bought cannabis that had stems and seeds in it, press number 1. I'd love to hear from you. If you're so young that you've only gone to a dispensary or whatever, or the buds are just all, buds, and you've never seen stems and seeds, press number 1. Oh, what, Dave? What? No stems, no seeds? Really? Ever? That's amazing, bro. You young guy, you. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, it was all you could get. That was the only kind of cannabis you could buy, bro. When I was a kid, when I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, I'm telling you, everything had seeds in it. As I got older, the cannabis got better. And then you would get cannabis that didn't have seeds in it. But that was, when I got older. And as I got older, the buds got better. Somebody asked me, has cannabis changed much? That's one way it's changed, for sure. People learned how to keep the seeds out of their buds. They also learned to trim better. Now, I remember when I smoked that purple bud, I remember it still had the leaves on the buds. I remember that. He showed me the purple leaves on the bud. He said, look at these purple leaves, bro. And they were fucking purple, bro. I remember how purple they were. Fucking A purple. I'm looking, here. This is how fucking purple those leaves were. That's how fucking purple, next to the screen lighter. That's how fucking purple. That's how purple the leaves were on that bright green bud. I remember. That shit made me hallucinate. That shit made me throw up. And that shit made me see fucking cows on paintings on the wall that were like fucking, like in the pasture, dude. It was like I was looking at them. It was like 3D. And they were like alive. It was like I was looking through a window out at a pasture of these cows. But I knew I was sitting in the bathroom. I had just thrown up, right? And I was sitting next to the toilet on the floor, and I was facing the wall. And there were these two pictures of, it's like a pasture. And I was watching these cows, and it was like I was looking out a window at them for a while. And he came up to the door and he said, hey bro, are you all right? And I go, yeah, man, I'm fucking hallucinating. He said, what do you see? I said, come in, bro. He opened the door to the bathroom. And I remember he leaned in and I go, dude, those cows are alive. And he goes, bro, come out here, man. That's hilarious. He's laughing. He's like, come out here, man. We're waiting for you. He's like, what, are you freaking out? I was like, I'm freaking out. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you what this was. I was in a band, and we were pretty fucking flashy for where we were, okay? We were a touring rock band, and we every few weeks or months or so, we would go play this little dive bar in I want to say St. Cloud or Kissimmee. I think pretty much St. Cloud, Florida. And when you go down this road, you know, you get off the main highway, which is, you know, like 192 or something out there. And you go down this road, and it goes over railroad tracks, and then it's like you go over, stop at a light in this little town area, then you keep going, and then it kind of opens up, and then it's rural, and then you go for a mile or two, and then there's like a kind of a sweeping turn, and on the left, there was a bar, and it sat on this giant lot, all by itself, in this little tiny bar, and it was called the Oak Rail Lounge. And we used to fucking play there because my bass player and my guitarist in my band, they lived right down the street from that bar, and they used to go there. So they booked it there. They knew the owners and shit. Well, we would come in that bar, and they treated us like fucking gold when we came in that bar. They loved us. They loved the guitar player and bass player, and the rest of the band was all grandfathered. And we'd come in there, and we'd do our sets, and you know, we were pretty professional. We'd do our thing. I'd sit down at a table. The singer's wife would be there. I'd be sitting with the singer. I'd get a drink. I would always order a Long Island iced tea. I would sit there. I would slam those, go back up on stage, and there was this girl, this blonde-haired girl, and she was beautiful, and I had my eye on her, but I didn't think she was going to be interested in me, you know, because that little thing wasn't there or whatever. And you know, one of the times we played there, there was a guy, a blonde-haired guy, and he came in, and he was friends with her, and I figured it was his girlfriend. You know, and I didn't know, so I didn't push the issue or anything. But on one of the breaks, he came over, and he's like, bro, you rock. I'm like, thanks. He's like, you smoke, bro? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. He's like, hey man, after the show, you want to come by my place and try some fucking badass shit I got? And I'm like, yeah, definitely, bro. Yeah, man, for sure. Because listen, it's a long drive home. It's a long, lonely drive home from that fucking bar, you know, and you've been fucking sitting there rocking for 4 hours, and, you know, it's nice to have a little after party because everybody's left the fucking bar, you know, and this guy's like, yeah, man, come over. I got some girls coming. They're going to meet up with us, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. This guy was a heavy equipment operator. He drove bulldozers for a living. I got back to his place, and it's a little bit fuzzy, but he got that girl to come back to the house with us. And when we got there, I swear, the way I remember it, he was encouraging her to hang out with me. He kept like talking me up. He was like, bro, I'm saying he was just saying bullshit. He was like, you were the show, bro. I'm like, we couldn't take our eyes off you, man. You got your whole band up there. He's like, and you're not even singing. He's like, and you just, you hold the stage. You hold our attention. And he was speaking like it's like him and these two girls, and he was like acting like he was speaking for the women, and he was like throwing the women at me. I mean, they really weren't interested. You know, you could tell. But, you know, this girl, she kind of took a liking to me. And she came over, she sat with me, and we started talking, and we kind of got friendly with each other. And then he's like, all right, bro. He's like, check out my buds. I'm like, right on. He pulls out a fat sack, like an ounce, and he pulls a bud out, and the bud is, I don't even have one here to demonstrate how big it was. None of mine here are that size, but he pulls out this fucking bud, this dank, big, fat bud. You know, he probably grew it himself. I don't know. But he pulls out this fucking bud, and it is, I'm telling you, it's fucking this big. It's that big around, right? It's dank. It's all nutty. And he holds it up, and there's a light. There's a light right there, like, you know, when you got a lazy boy and you got your magazines and the TV set, and then there's like a light that goes over, and there was one of those lights right there. And I remember he held it under the light right there in front of my face because I was sitting right there. And he goes, look at the purple leaves, bro. And I go, whoa. And he goes, have you ever seen bud purple like that before? I go, no. And I had smoked a Thai stick. And I had never seen anything like this before. And I'm like, no. He's like, wait, he's smoking. And he pulls out a bong. And he gives me a bong rip. And I had been drinking. You know, I've been drinking Long Island iced teas at the club. And the whole room started fucking spinning. And I got up and I go, bro, where is your bathroom at? And he goes, it's right over there, bro. I was like, okay. And yeah, I thought it was all cool and shit. I went to the bathroom, closed the door behind me. I stood in there I stood up, you know, I stood in there for a minute or two. I was like, I can't believe this shit. I'm going to fucking throw up. And sure enough, I fucking threw up. And the more I threw up, the more I started hallucinating. It was getting more and more into, it wasn't making it get less. Like, you know, when you drink alcohol and you think you're fucking, you think you're kicking some of the alcohol out of your body, and maybe you caught it before all of it got absorbed into your bloodstream, and it might actually just help you. It wasn't doing it. And the bathroom started spinning, man, and everything started spinning. And I sat down on the floor. I remember I sat down on the floor, and I was like, I just wanted to go back out there with the pretty girl. I was like, it's all I want to do. I was like, I just want to recover from this so I could just go back out there and hang out with that girl. He went through so much trouble for me, this guy. He was so cool. He was not that much older than me. You know, I was probably 21 years old, and he was probably like 27 or 28, something like that. You know? And he really liked me, man. He just wanted to hook me up. It was so funny, man. And when I came out, he felt so bad. He's like, you okay, man? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm okay, man. I just need to sit down for a little bit. And then she sat down with me, and she made me feel better. That girl. It was cool. It was a good thing. It was a hell of a memory. And I remember almost all of it, except I want to say the guy's name was Greg. But I don't remember that. I'm not sure. But I don't remember where he lived. I just remember what he looked like. You know, and I remember that he was a heavy machine operator. I knew that he had money, that he was doing really well. But I didn't know anything else about the guy. I didn't have his phone number or anything. Lost, you know, total touch with the guy. And, you know, it'd be so bad the fuck ass if I could find out who the fuck he was. You know, I'm pretty sure, man, I could probably get in touch with my guitar player, but he might not know that guy. You know? He might not really have known that guy. He might not. I don't know if that guy would have actually gone up to him. Instead, he came up to me, you know? It was like that kind of a thing. Yeah. And, you know, people are like, hey, man, have you ever thrown up from cannabis? Do you know that people have asked me that before and I say no because I forgot that story? That I did throw up on cannabis. I did throw up from cannabis. But I was drinking Long Island iced teas. Guaranteed, man, that helped a lot. You know? And who knows what the fuck else we did at that guy's house. I might not remember. But I was just a kid, man, you know? A gentleman never discusses such details, such finer details of the situation. They're always left for the audience to wonder. I wonder. I wonder. Anybody ever heard that song before? It's an Atheist Experience theme song. It's a little bit Grady. It's a little bit Grady. Did I talk right through 420? I don't know if I did. Much love and respect. Gene. Thank you, Gene Geyer. I really appreciate you, honey. Thank you so much. You seem like you might be a pretty lady. Are you a pretty lady? You saying nice things to me? I really need that right now in my life. I really do. Thank you so much. Mitchell Ariz. I've greened out before and an empty stomach don't exactly mix. Oh, Mitchell, I agree, but can we please call it cannabis and not weed? And I'll tell you why. If you want to talk about William Randolph Hearst, the guy who got it banned in 1937, called it the devil's weed and marijuana. These were two terms that he used to get it banned. So when you call it weed or when you call it marijuana, number one, you're using his words. So that's the first thing, but let's get high before we get into it because there's so much more to that. There's so many levels. All right, levels, Jerry, levels. Cyber style, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism, tism for all. Cheers, everybody. Yo, you have someone trying to sell me some off of your live. Trina Leva, what do you mean? Do you still play any games? I remember when you were playing Battlefield 420 Homestead. Mitchell is also good story. I feel like that was very relatable. And I know just force of habit from years of saying weed lol. Megsy Williams replying to Cat Stoops. I've been there before a few times. Yo, just got caught. Giant dinner. Joseph, I remember when you played Plants vs. Zombies. And then the music died. For alas, there was no more chat to feed his inner soul. The lyrics were no longer there. A jack, amberjack, 16-inch. What kind of was this a jack, amberjack? Is that what they're called? Nailed it first cast. Stukes, you're in Tampa, right? You know, Doc is in Tampa too, bro. You guys could get together and chill. I bet you could go get Doc. You could go to his hotel, bro, and get you a steak or a nice salad. All the consoles except, how far away is that from Tampa? Oh, are you down on the East Coast, bro? Down like near Miami and shit? Or are you up near Tampa? Hour north of Slowski. Okay, so you're on the East Coast, right? You guys are on the East Coast, right? Beezel. 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 Oh, he's my baby Beezel. What's he gonna do? Oh! Smacks his head against the goddamn. Falls over. Beezel. I love bees. Walter Sobchak's in Jacksonville. Stukes is near Vero Beach. Yeah. All right. I gotcha. You guys don't want me to sing your stuff. Damon Faulkner says, evening, everyone. Hey. He says, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You're not interrupting anything. We're talking about nothing right now. I'm getting higher, though. It's quarter of the hour. Cannabism, tisms for all. Can I keep up with my own smoke schedule? I think not. You guys notice that? I can't even keep up with my own smoke schedule anymore. I just get so high. Aw, bobblehead. Why you bobbling, Beezel? Why you bobbling? Do I gotta let you out, buddy? How long we been live for? Almost an hour. Hey, let me let him out really quick on a leash, really fast. All right, guys, and then we shall resume this. Okay? What do you say? You say we shall resume? You want me to pull up somebody else's podcast? Here, I will pull up somebody else. I'm sure somebody is live. It's a weekday, right? Say a weekday? Yes, it is. So let's see who's live right now. We have got live right now. Oh, I tell you what. I'll play you H.A. Goodman's latest video, and then you guys can listen to the, he's coming on the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not hyperbole. It is no longer hyperbole to say that media, most media, is an extension of the Democratic Party.
Oh,
now,
okay. No, it's not hyperbole.
Trump
See,
pushes back
he starts
on
with a
media
fact.
reports
That's true.
that changed
That's true.
Pennsylvania case. Very few outlets, Breitbart is one of them, take the vantage point, or at least explore the vantage point, of supporters of President Trump. The vast majority of media disregards any allegation of irregularities or possible misconduct or criminal behavior or cheating. After spending 4 years obsessing over whether Michael Cohen visited Prague because the Steele dossier, the most discredited, now infamous Steele dossier, stated that Michael Cohen went to Prague. That was obviously fabricated. The entire Steele dossier was bogus, nonsense, a hoax. And the media not only fell for it, but they obsessed over it and tried to legitimize all the lies and all the deceit in a document that was literally purchased by Clinton as opposition research that Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan utilized, and that media elevated as an example of, or as evidence of Trump working with Russia. That was nonsense. Here you have Trump campaign pushes back on media reports of changed Pennsylvania case. So Breitbart, Newsmax, there are many examples in media, or many companies in media that are going to take or look at or explore the vantage point presented by Rudy Giuliani or President Trump or Kayleigh McEnany or Ronna McDaniel or Dan Bongino or Donald Trump Jr. or 73 million Americans who voted for President Trump and who were extremely happy on election night when he was crushing Biden. Trump campaign pushes back on media reports of changed Pennsylvania case. The Washington Post, once again in the past 3 weeks, reported 2 stories that were false. One was that the whistleblower Richard Hopkins retracted his claims. This is categorically false. Richard Hopkins, in his own words, stated he did not retract any claims, and yet they still kept the headline. So the Nicholas Sandmann settlement, when they lost that didn't force them to change their ways. They still kept the headline. Now they're saying that, well, President Trump's key legal claim has been disregarded. They're now retreating, and they're not going to continue with certain claims. Rudy Giuliani has stated that it's 100% false. Get this channel to 200,000 subs. Tell all your friends about this channel. Hit subscribe right now. Subscribe to the newsletter on hagoodman.com. You can read my writing there in the Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Roanoke Times, a whole bunch of places. You can see my debates with Richard Spencer and with Jordan Sather, and with people that I vehemently disagree with, and people whose views I feel to be dangerous and just horrendous. So I actually debate those people, because in this world, ideas are important. It's not just public relations. So definitely hit subscribe to this channel. Get it to 200,000 subs. Go to my website, hagoodman.com, and subscribe to the newsletter right now. But you can see the Trump campaign pushed back Sunday night against reports by the Washington Post and others that it had dropped a major part of its case challenging the election results in Pennsylvania. The Post's John Swain and Elise Viebeck reported that the Trump campaign was abandoning the claim that election authorities invalidated over 600,000 votes by barring Trump election observers from watching the count.
So, I didn't hear it because I was out with the dog most of it, but his case is starting to fall apart. But when the way he says it, he makes it sound as if they're getting more and more evidence. Isn't it crazy? It's like 400 affidavits. I kind of want to listen to what else he has to say about it.
That left a much smaller part of the case, namely that Democratic-run counties allowed voters to cure problems with their mail-in ballots, while Republican counties following rules laid down by state legislatures did not. But Trump campaign legal advisor Janet Ellis, who appeared on Breitbart News Sunday on Sirius XM Patriot 125, shortly after the Post story came out, disputed its claims. Joel Pollak, note to Washington Post, Janet Ellis of the Trump campaign says this report is inaccurate. Fake news. She told Breitbart News Sunday that the authors appear to have missed paragraphs 142 and 150. Jason Miller, they also missed paragraph 4. Washington Post just making stuff up today. Joel Pollak, note to Washington Post. Okay, so Rudy Giuliani. Do not use a certain law firm. They are WAPO activists and falsely wrote that we changed our case in Pennsylvania. They didn't read
420
paragraphs
Newfoundland. No
132
law
to
regarding
150
cannabis.
to
Cannabis
repeat all
is
the
for all. Cyrus
allegations.
Style. Cheers, everybody.
So they
Thank
didn't
you for
read
being
paragraphs
patient with me.
132 to 150, which repeat all the allegations of the 680,777 mail-in votes, which are deliberately concealed from inspectors. Rudy Giuliani. The only thing that would have surprised me is if Philly didn't cheat on a big scale in the 2020 election. It would have been the first time they missed such an opportunity. Wake up to reality. Then you have Tim Murtaugh. The story is completely erroneous. So the Washington Post says Trump campaign scraps major part of its lawsuit challenging Pennsylvania election results. And then Tim Murtaugh, the story is completely erroneous. Our lawsuit in Pennsylvania absolutely still makes an issue of the 682,479 mail-in absentee ballots that were counted in secret. To write that we had scrapped that argument requires not reading the amended complaint. Politico published a
Republicans
similar
were there
story,
watching.
triggering a similar response.
Republicans were there watching.
Now,
He doesn't want to talk about that.
Again. So then Giuliani said, "I imagine this guy has a reading deficit." So this is a journalist in Politico. He didn't read paragraphs 132 to 150 of the amended complaint. All right, so this is just okay. What's the purpose of this? The purpose is the following: look, the Daily Beast wrote an unethical, inaccurate hit piece on me. I could have sued the Daily Beast. I decided not to just because I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. The unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. And at that time, I was on the left, and I wanted the Daily Beast to help support support Bernie Sanders. I wanted people to support Bernie Sanders at that time. The entire media machine was against Bernie Sanders. What they did to Bernie Sanders, they were doing at the same time, and eventually worse to President Trump. They tried out every dirty tactic, every nasty, disgusting public relations spin against Bernie Sanders first. And what took place was the left is okay with that. So Bernie Sanders was cheated. I know that a lot of people are tired of me bringing him up, but it's very relevant. All 73 million Trump supporters should like either write a song or some kind of the fact that Bernie Sanders was cheated in 2016 and Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in disgrace, that should be front and center in the minds of every Trump supporter. I voted for President Trump. I've been supporting President Trump for 2 years. I understand, the vantage point from a bird's eye view. It's not, the media didn't just go after President Trump. They went after Bernie Sanders because he was too far to the left of what they like. But there's actually a great many things that Bernie 2016 and President Trump agree with, or that I thought Bernie Sanders agreed with. President Trump is really the only anti-war president we've had in recent memory. He's reversed U.S. foreign policy, so much so that people are now on the left bragging and boasting that they deceived the president. Media and foreign policy officials have said, "Oh yeah, we deceived the president. There are actually more soldiers in Syria than he thinks." He ordered the removal of Americans from that region. He ordered the removal of Americans from Iraq. He ended the war in Afghanistan. He paved the way for removal in Iraq, and he ended the war in Afghanistan and began the removal of our presence in those regions. That's why the Lincoln Project doesn't want President Trump, has been working against President Trump. But I wrote in the Federalist, read the article on my website, why Bernie Sanders supporters should vote or would vote for President Trump. The reason, ladies and gentlemen, that I harp on this is because the media is a public relations machine. It's generally a public relations machine that promotes one vantage point. Now, before Bernie Sanders just accepted the fact he was cheated, and before he basically in a gutless and cowardly way went along with the Russian hacking and the Russia hoax that was perpetuated by a Steele dossier, by a meeting, a discussion with Alexander Downer and George Papadopoulos, where Papadopoulos was set up and framed, high to moderate confidence assessments
beautiful.
from the ODNI report that actually comes with warranty
beautiful
disclaimers, as does the DHS report. And when John Brennan stated, when John Brennan stated that I don't do evidence, I do intelligence, he was making an admission. He admitted that intelligence is not evidence. So when they say, "Oh well, Trump's legal claims, he's removing this challenge
Ears bother him.
of 860,000 voter
Want to give him a bath?
votes
It
being
helps him with
counted."
his ear.
He's given up on that. They're trying to they're trying to convince and deceive people and manipulate the public into thinking that Trump's
Got a
on
bunch
the
of
ropes,
triage
he
oil
can't
in his
possibly
ear.
win, when the reverse is true. The opposite is true.
Triage
President
oil.
Trump is actually gaining momentum in Pennsylvania. There was a 4-4 tie in the Supreme Court before the election as to whether or not to do away with votes cast after Election Day. If you do away with the votes after Election Day, President Trump wins that state. Because guess what? There are a great many votes without a ballots without a postmark, and they were told to segregate ballots after Election Day. So we have no idea if they segregated the ballots, and furthermore, President Trump was up by around close to 700,000 votes, or up 650,000 votes, and they miraculously came back. And almost certainly a good percentage of those votes were votes received after Election Day. So you have a situation, and President Trump is barely losing in Pennsylvania, barely losing in Georgia, and in Pennsylvania, where did the votes come from? We have two whistleblowers in Pennsylvania that say that postal carriers were told to backdate ballots, and those are sworn affidavits. We have 400 sworn affidavits signed under penalty of perjury. One rebuttal as well. They didn't count the votes received after Election Day. Well, how on earth do you know that? They didn't segregate the ballots. So how on earth can you make that claim? Almost certainly votes were counted after the votes were counted the votes that were counted that helped Biden were votes that came after Election Day. That's how they made up the 600,000 vote deficit. And then Biden was on his way to losing that state because of the fracking comments. So none of it makes sense politically. None of it makes sense in terms of a statistical or numbers viewpoint. These are all statistical anomalies that make no sense when it comes to early voting. Early voting in Georgia showed Republicans up. So where'd the votes come from? According to TargetSmart, early voting according to TargetSmart showed Republicans up in Georgia, in Arizona, in Texas. So where'd the votes come from for Democrats to come back? Republicans gained what? It might be up to like around 12 House seats now. 12 House seats. They're within less than 10 to take back, around 10 to take back the Senate. I would take that back the House. And
man, it's almost as if H.A. Goodman thinks that there's a way, a magic way, with all the data and all the information, there's a way to tell who's going to win an election before the election. It's almost like he thinks that. You know, according to all the data, according to everything, according to the pre-registrations, according to this, according to that, according to the voting numbers, according to all of this, Donald Trump should have won. Well, dude, if you could predict an election like that, then you could have won fucking $1 million in Vegas. Easy. 10-1 odds, I guarantee you. You could have got that. You could have put down $100,000. You could have walked away with $1 million. The reason why H.A. Goodman didn't put $100,000 down in Vegas on the election was because even he knows that there's no fucking way that anyone knows who's going to win an election until all the votes are counted. He knows that. But he never mentions that, does he? He never mentions that little fact. That's an important fact. That's important, right? But he doesn't mention it.
The opposition party, if they end up doing a DNC primary
This is H.A. Goodman.
Trump,
He's going to be here on Thursday.
The opposition party gets around 27 seats in midterms. So Democrats are looking, they're looking at a Pyrrhic victory. Because if they end up cheating President Trump, you have a political slaughter in the House, impeachment immediately because of his son Caligula's emails, and then you have the Senate that remains Republican. It'll remain Republican. Then you have state legislatures where the Republicans control redistricting. They get to redraw the maps. So where is this? So if the rebuttal is, well,
And
Trump was very unpopular.
H.A. Goodman is
he
okay
got
with that.
73 million.
Did you hear that H.A. Goodman just said he's okay with the Republicans redrawing the district maps to swing elections in their favor? He's okay with manipulating how votes come in to an election. He's okay with that. But he's not okay with somebody cheating when the votes are coming in during an election. He's okay with one kind of a manipulation, but not... You're okay with that? H.A. Goodman, are you really okay with that? You're all right with Republicans redistricting? They call it gerrymandering, H.A. You don't use the word gerrymandering? Isn't that kind of weird? He doesn't call it what it is. It's officially... That's the accepted term. It's called gerrymandering. It's not called redistricting. It's called gerrymandering. And it's called gerrymandering for a reason, because it's a fucked up thing to do. Do a little research on gerrymandering. You know? This is H.A. Goodman. He's going to be here this Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific. This time, if you come in this time on Thursday, you might be too late. Because he's only really got an hour with us, so that's what he said.
Americans gained.
He's a busy
amount of
guy.
Seats in the House, kept the Senate, flipped the state legislature, kept all the state legislatures, and won Ohio and Pennsylvania. Won Ohio on his way to winning, won Ohio and Florida, and did better than any Republican among non-white voters. Had a greater percentage of black voters, African American black voters, Latino
It's the best of both
Asian
worlds
American
for
voters.
someone like me, you know. It's the best of both worlds. We get to see Donald Trump lose the election. We get to see Joe Biden come in and have no power. It's the best of both worlds for someone like me. You know, I get to keep my guns. I get to keep my fucking riches coming in. You know, he's not going to be able to do much to corporations, guaranteed, because the Republicans won't let him. Watch.
Had a greater percentage of
They really like the way things are set up right now with Donald Trump. That's why they didn't want him to lose.
non-white voters than he did in 2016, or than any president, like I said, GOP candidate in 60 years.
Right.
So how do they explain? And early voting favored Republicans in certain key swing states. So
Right.
then how do they?
True.
Where do the votes come from?
Democrats?
Where do the votes come from?
Mail-in voting?
I want to
Democrats?
know.
Democrats?
It'd be nice to find out where the votes came from.
The USPS. Mail-in
They
voting.
suddenly made up a deficit. See, the reason that Jake Tapper and CNN and all these people are like, oh yeah, you know, Trump's legal challenges in the Washington Post. Trump's legal challenges. Oh, he's totally grasping at straws. They don't realize that A, a lot of these lawsuits are just lawsuits to set a precedent. B, it's only been about 2 weeks since the election. You're not going to get the direct evidence needed. There's a tremendous amount of circumstantial evidence, 400 affidavits, 12,000 incident reports, and you have whistleblowers talking about criminal activity. But you need investigations to find the direct evidence.
Well, the
or more
affidavits. If
circumstantial
the
evidence
affidavits have
leading
been
to
filed,
direct
then that's
evidence.
an
You see,
affidavit. It's
here
been filed.
You actually have potential crimes.
They're investigating it.
With Trump Russia, you never had a
They've
specific
dismissed.
crime.
They've dismissed fucking
Nobody
15,
signed
14, or
anything under
15 of
penalty
these
perjury.
cases.
Not from McCabe to, and he lied under oath numerous times.
They keep dismissing Trump's cases.
That's why one of the reasons he was fired from the FBI. But nobody signed anything under penalty of perjury. Not Brennan or Clapper or Comey or McCabe or Strzok or Alexander Downer or Christopher Steele or Glenn Simpson or any of the people involved in fabricating Trump Russia. Trump didn't work with Russia. That's nonsense. That was absurd when I first heard it in 2016.
He certainly defended them a
And I
lot.
said Trump would win in 2016, Clinton would lose, and she did. And I said he would win in 2020, and he did. On election night, he crushed it. And then suddenly, miraculously, all of these states stopped counting. Gee, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Did they get a memo? Why? What was it? Their bedtime?
What?
And then
What is he
media
talking
wouldn't
about?
give states that are close to Trump, but would give states to Biden that are close for Biden. They took 1,000,000 years to give North Carolina to Trump. Arizona they called. Oh my goodness. And then you say, well, we came back in Arizona. There are irregularities in every single state. Oh, by the way, President Trump outperformed in every metro and urban and city area and region in the country, except the cities in the states where the major metropolis areas or cities in the states where Biden came back. Isn't that interesting?
And Biden underperformed.
Clinton in urban areas throughout the country.
He did.
Except those cities, underperformed Clinton among non-white voters. Democrats lost seats in the House, failed to gain the Senate or even a state legislature.
He said that before.
So where did those votes come from? And President Trump had 92% media
He asked
coverage.
that before.
And the Washington Post.
I said mail-in
still
voting.
is
Democratic
writing
mail-in voting.
articles that are not factually accurate. And this is why they settled with Nicholas Stadman. Give me
Why?
your thoughts below.
Okay, let me give you.
President
He
Trump
doesn't
is
want my
on-
thoughts below, so I'm just going to give you my thoughts right now. We had COVID. There is a distinct difference between Trump supporters and Democrats. One of them is Democrats have a tendency to wear masks more than Trump supporters do. I've witnessed this firsthand. I've seen it myself. That being said, that is a indicator that Democrats are more conscious about what's going on with COVID, and they're more concerned about what's going on with COVID. So they're willing to take precautions. A big precaution you could take to avoid getting COVID is to mail in a ballot instead of going to a voting booth and standing in line with a bunch of people that could very well not be wearing masks and not give a fuck whether you catch COVID or not. Right? That answers his question. He doesn't want to look at the fact that we had COVID, that people didn't want to go. Democrats weren't willing to go risk their lives to go pull a lever, but they were definitely willing to drop something in the mail, and they did. And those votes got counted second, not as they came in.
His way. Look, it's an uphill battle, an uphill climb. President Trump is on his way to regaining what was taken from him. Give me your thoughts below. Be here tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific tonight for the live stream. Thank you so very much.
In 4 hours, he's going live. Do not argue with this
Very
man.
few outlets. Breitbart is one of them.
Listen,
Take the vantage point,
listen.
or at least explore the vantage point.
Here's the thing. You can't argue with H.A. Goodman, okay? He's gonna bring nothing but facts to his audience, and his audience knows that that's factual stuff that they can go look up. The gun prices before COVID were beautiful. I should have got a goddamn AR, man. Fuck. Anyhow, when you go over and you support H.A. Goodman, listen to what he says, because almost everything he says is factual, except for Trump won the election. He does say that. He says it all the time. He says, I predicted Trump won the election, so I was right. Trump won the election on election night. That's what he says, on election night. He says, but they kept counting votes. Then I explain, COVID. But no, he doesn't take that, I guess, as a... But anyway, it's COVID. It's COVID. It's COVID. It's COVID.
Of supporters of President Trump. The vast majority of media disregards any allegation of irregularities or possible misconduct or criminal behavior.
Right, and I'm going to explain that too. Yes, H.A. Goodman is factually correct. Again, the media ignores all of these things that would help Donald Trump because Donald Trump just spent the last 4 years attacking the media. Now you want their help, H.A. Goodman? Well, you're not going to get it. That's what happens when you're rude and you're evil and you're mean and you're racist and you're disgusting and you're despicable, and then you want the same people that you've been lying about and saying horrible things about and threatening them with legislation and locking up the press, and putting them in little fucking corrals and getting your fucking entire rally, your audience mad at them and saying horrible fucking awful things. Oh, now you want their help. Oh, now I need your... Oh, guys, yo, media, I need your help with this election. Will you help? No. And that's why, H.A. Goodman, why don't you know this? Don't you know this, H.A. Goodman? Maybe he should watch this episode that I'm doing right now.
Or cheating. After spending 4 years obsessing over whether Michael Cohen visited Prague because the Steele dossier, the most discredited, now infamous Steele dossier,
right,
stated that Michael Cohen went to Prague. That
right.
was obviously fabricated.
Right.
The entire Steele dossier was bogus,
right.
Nonsense,
right.
A hoax.
Correct.
And the media not only fell for it,
they did,
but they obsessed over it and tried to legitimize all the lies and all the deceit in a document that was literally purchased by Clinton as opposition research that Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan utilized.
True.
And that media...
Facts. He's giving you facts.
Elevated as an example
this
of
is H.A. Goodman.
Evidence
he
of
speaks
Trump
the
working with
truth
Russia.
most
That
of the
was
time.
Nonsense. Here you have Trump campaign pushes back on media reports of changed Pennsylvania case. So Breitbart, Newsmax, there are many examples in media and many companies in media that are going to take or look at or explore the vantage point presented by Rudy Giuliani or President Trump.
Right. So look at the title of this video. We're literally talking about Newsmax, which is all Newsmax is a media station that tries to figure out ways to agree with everything that Donald Trump says is true. Even though they're lies, and everyone knows that Trump lies, Newsmax is there to try to prove all of his lies true. They should be called Proving Donald Trump's Lies True Network or something like that.
Kayleigh McEnany or Ronna McDaniel or Dan Bongino.
All right-wing, toe the line of Donald Trump. Whatever, the people he just mentioned, these are all right-wingers who blindly say whatever Donald Trump says. They don't just go after the facts and go at it from there, which you could do like Ben Shapiro does, No. More like Candace Owens, just completely blindly follows Trump. It's fucking psychotic.
Or Donald Trump Jr.
Oh, yeah. His son. Yeah, great. Donald Trump Jr. If you have a positive opinion of Donald Trump Jr., press number 1. If you have a negative opinion of Donald Trump Jr., press number 2. I'm kind of curious. Let's do a poll. How many people like Donald Trump Jr.? How many people don't like Donald Trump Jr.? 1 if you like him, 2 if you don't. Stooks hit 2. Dave C. hit 2. Damon Faulkner hit 2. Well, he's using him as a reference for his daddy.
or 73 million Americans who voted for President Trump.
True. Now, I'm sure it was, 72 point whatever the fuck. I did the math earlier today. I'm sure he's probably over exaggerating the number. If I know H.A. Goodman, he's over exaggerating the number. Okay, Google. Total number of Americans who voted for Donald Trump in 2020.
Here's a result from the web.
Jesus fucking Christ, this phone. I don't know. I had that shit earlier. I should look it up on my... I should look it up. I don't... Now you're just over... What am I over exaggerating? Max Salas, what am I over exaggerating? What exactly am I over exaggerating? Do tell. Can't wait to hear. Oh, you're not going to tell me? Oh, great. Yeah. All right. Thanks for the feedback, bro. Agree to disagree? Agree to disagree about what? Facts? No, I don't agree to disagree about facts. Oh, no. I stick to the facts and I tell my audience what the facts really are. Like when he says Donald Trump won the election, I say that was a lie. The facts are Donald Trump lost the election. Right? There's nothing to agree to disagree with on that. Right? There's nothing to over exaggerate about that. I mean, I can really easily look up these numbers, guys. Here, I'll do it right now. I'll look up these numbers right now, okay? Okay. Let's see what we come up with here. Just get the number here. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, he's right. He is correct. He is under exaggerating. I will give him credit. It is 73.17 million votes. 73.1747996. So, my bad. H.A. Goodman he's not rounding up. He's actually rounding down. He's not even saying there's another 174,796 votes. But I'm giving you the actual number. There you go.
And who were extremely happy on election night when he was crushing Biden. Trump campaign pushes back on media reports of changed Pennsylvania case. The Washington Post, once again in the past 3 weeks, reported 2 stories that were false. One was that the whistleblower Richard Hop.
Dude, on the first night of the election, of the Clinton-Trump election, did we know who won at that point? Or did it was it the next day that we found out when they counted all the votes? Does anybody know? I mean, when did they stop counting votes for the 2020, for the 2016 election? You know? Oh, Marcus Stokic, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, man, I don't pick sides, man. I don't pick sides. I just, hey, man, I'm just here for the facts. You know? I'm here to show you the fucking facts every time. That's all I'm going to do. I did not know till Friday or Saturday. What? Um, when, would Google know that? Okay, Google. What day did America know that Hillary Clinton had lost the 2016 presidential election?
I found these results.
12 days? Huh. I don't know. She got 65.8 million votes and he got 62.9 million votes. God, man. She got a lot more votes than he got. God damn it. She got 2.87 million more votes than Trump did. Oh my god, they're talking about Russian interference. So stupid. With no evidence. On the eve of the vote, Trump expected to lose the election and rented a small hotel ballroom to make a brief concession speech. By late Tuesday night, Clinton refused to concede. She called early Wednesday morning to concede defeat. Wow, it's interesting, huh? History. God, it's fucking crazy. The lead Biden's got over Donald Trump is 5.6 roughly. Yeah, 5.6 million. It's no longer 5.1 million, 5.6 million. Yeah, it's interesting.
Hopkins retracted his claims. This is categorically false. Richard Hopkins, in his own words, stated he did not retract any claims, and yet they still kept the headline. So the Nicholas
They're reporting that on CNN, bro.
Sandman settlement, when they lost that didn't force them to change their ways. They still kept the headline. Now they're saying that, well, President Trump's key legal claim has been disregarded. They're now retreating, and they're not going to continue with certain claims. Rudy Giuliani has stated that it's 100% false. Get this channel to 200,000 subs.
I love how he throws that in there. Get this channel to 200,000. How many subs does he have? 153,000. He wants it to 200. God, man, he's asking a lot. He don't give a fuck. No shit, right? Oh, I so enjoy our time together. What is it? Fucking 5:30 at night, and it feels like midnight to me. Isn't that weird? It's dark outside, man. Why is it fucking dark outside? At 5:30 at night. Psst, nobody says it's dark at 5:30 at night anymore, pal. Unreal. You guys are fantastic. Check out my friend Ron Placone and his website, ronplacone.com, and his other website, lucyandron.com. You will be fantastic people for doing it. Let him know that I let you know that. Go to his podcasts on YouTube. Ron Placone, Ron Placone, Ron Placone, Ron Placone, Ron Placone. On all forms, sources, and sorts of social media. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the next show. It might be tonight. It might be tomorrow. But thank you for tuning in to the garden. NizGarden.com. NizGarden.com. Why won't my Roxa do third gear? Why won't my Roxa do third gear? Why won't my Roxa stay in third gear? What is wrong with third gear? Unreal, pal.